Breaking news out of Trump's Department of Injustice, better known as the Legion of Doom. As the current Trump-appointed Republican FBI Director, career prosecutor, and last man actually qualified for a position Trump put him in, Christopher Wray, announced his resignation today, but not before turning on his old boss, laying the groundwork to delay and sabotage Trump's appointment of Kash Patel as the new head of the Gestapo. And while Trump may have been too busy making deals with Saudi Arabia to notice the direct shot across the bow, Trump insiders are already fuming, calling Wray's Machiavellian machinations a clear attempt to gum up the works of the FBI and frustrate Kash Patel, as well as whining about why the left isn't condemning the plot to thicken the swamp, which is absurd because the only thing swampier than Trump's current billionaire unqualified crony cabinet is Trump's swamp ass after 18 holes at a Big Mac apiece. So let's break down this sly play by Chris Wray and see what damage it could do to Trump's administration, or if it will simply delay the inevitable. As always, no animals were harmed in the making of this video, but unless you like and subscribe, I can't make any promises.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in, they're eating the cats.
Now, our story starts with a rather expected move from Wray that may actually have been both an act to save his skin, but also to allow him the guise to implement his plan.
A Fox News alert to start us off here, and really no surprise, but FBI Director Christopher Wray has announced that he is going to be ending his tenure as the FBI Director earlier than the end of his 10-year term, which again is not surprising, as Donald Trump has said he wants Kash Patel to head up the FBI in the new administration. David Spunt, live at the Justice Department with the breaking news for us. David?
Well, John, Christopher Wray, the FBI director, is making this announcement right now in an all-staff town hall with thousands of FBI employees across the country. He says now is his time to go. As you mentioned, he has a 10-year term. All FBI directors do. He was 7 years into his 10-year term, and realistically, he had two options. Wait to be fired by President-elect Donald Trump because Trump announced Kash Patel would take over, or bow out before. He has chosen to bow out before.
So, Wray, rather than fight to finish the rest of his 10-year term, is bowing out before Trump takes office. And while we could see that as him pulling a Morning Joe and cowardly kowtowing to a fascist, it actually seems like it might be the right play to allow him to quietly sabotage Trump and Patel from the inside. And that strategy of remaining under the radar has been a part of his MO the entire time and kept him in his position for so long.
Wray is a former Republican lawyer, former DOJ prosecutor here in Washington, D.C., hired by Trump in 2017 after Trump fired James Comey after the entire Russia investigation probe. And Wray pretty much stayed out of the headlines as much as he could, at least. But in 2022, former President Trump became increasingly angry when the FBI raided Mar-a-Lago during the classified documents investigation. Of course, that was ordered by Attorney General Merrick Garland, who oversees the Justice Department, not Christopher Wray. But nonetheless, Christopher Wray saw the future and saw that it is his time to go. So he will be stepping down as Kash Patel, the upcoming FBI director, if confirmed, is on Capitol Hill.
So naturally, Wray sees the writing on the wall and publicly makes this display about backing down and resigning his post, but internally, things begin to take on a different picture. Because Trump's allies are reportedly furious at the FBI director's final actions overseeing the law enforcement agency. The Trump-appointed Wray announced he would resign at the end of President Joe Biden's administration, but in the meantime, he has reportedly begun promoting employees among the senior executive service, which set off howls from the MAGA world. Mr. Wray has already begun promoting employees among the senior executive service, those who serve within the Bureau's leadership, according to sources within the Bureau, who described it as an effort to burrow establishment figures deeper within the FBI. According to sources, a plan is being formulated to slow walk the new FBI director's entry at the agency for 3 to 4 months. Such a strategy by the agency is risky, given the long, tense history the FBI and Mr. Trump have had since the 2016 presidential campaign. But, like I mentioned earlier, Trump seems none the wiser to this plan, with him writing in a rather dystopian statement, "The resignation of Christopher Wray is a great day for America, as it will end the weaponization of what has become known as the United States Department Department of Injustice. I just don't know what happened to him. We will now restore the rule of law for all Americans. Which, like, sure, Trump saying he'll restore the rule of law is a lot like the Ayatollah saying he'll end Sharia law. But hey, reality is a sick joke and none of this is real anyway, right? Anyway, at the very least, people with slightly less dementia brain than Don Old are seeing the sabotage plan for what it is. With man whose forehead could land a Boeing 747, Jeffrey Clark, a former Justice Department official whose law license was suspended earlier this year over his efforts to cast doubt on Trump's 2020 election loss, complaining that Wray's actions were unfair to the president-elect, saying this is a clear attempt to gum up the works of the FBI to frustrate Kash Patel's takeover of the Bureau. Why aren't we hearing condemnations of such conduct from the left? It is conduct contrary to democracy.
Anakin, my allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy!
I love democracy. I love the Republic.
So it seems like Chris Wray was able to get one final knife in the back of Donald Trump on his way out the door. But that is where this story is for now, so I'll pass the question off to you. Do you think this is enough to put sand in the gears of the incoming government and slow walk Kash Patel's potential way into the agency? Was there really any more Wray could have done in his capacity to stop Trump and his incoming thought police? And do you think that Kash Patel will even get confirmed at this point? One can only hope that if that does happen, the gummed up and sabotage process gives Trump a headache. But even then, it seems like a few months down the line, Trump's personal FBI would be in full swing anyway. So I guess we'll have to wait and see, and thankfully we have a few more months of privacy left. But if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in those comments down below. And while you're there, wave hello to your personal Trump Gestapo agent from the future, who will surely be making a list and checking it twice based off our commentary on Dictator Von Don. For Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Kash Patel's pending nomination for FBI Director embodies President-elect Trump's desire to disrupt federal law enforcement agencies.
I'd shut down the FBI Hoover building on day one and reopening the next day as a museum of the deep state.
Patel rose to prominence during Trump's first term when he helped lead the charge against the DOJ's investigation of Russia meddling in the 2016 election.
And Kash Patel is here, one of our real warriors.
Kash, I know you're probably going to be head of the CIA, but do you believe that you can deliver the goods on this in a pretty short order the first couple of months so we can get rolling on prosecutions?
Yes, we got the bench for it, Bannon, and you know those guys. I'm not going to go out there and say their names right now so the radical left-wing media can terrorize them. But, excuse me, the one thing we learned in the Trump administration the first go-around is we got to put in all-America patriots top to bottom. And we got them for law enforcement. We got them for intel collection. We got them for offensive operations. We got them for DOD, CIA, everywhere. We will go out and find the conspirators, not just in government, but in the media. Yes, we're going to come after the people in the media who lied about American citizens, who helped Joe Biden rig presidential elections. We're going to come after you. Whether it's criminally or civilly, we'll figure that out. But yeah, we're putting you all on notice.